everybody, welcome to No Good Music. I am Rob.
And I'm Matt.
And what you just heard there was Fiona Silver with her new song, Vertigo.
Yeah.
So we're starting out with the Give It a Listen. And we'll be ending with that, too. We have another song for you to listen to.
Another new one by someone else.
Yeah.
That was Fiona's, and
believe it or not, we are on show 60. I like when the numbers are actually larger than our ages.
I think we might, we'll go up along with it there.
Fiona sent me a little paragraph about the song. It says, Vertigo, the psychedelic 60s spy film-inspired debut single from Fiona Silver's upcoming EP, The Spell, lends itself to fans of Arctic Monkeys, Shannon and the Clams. I've never heard them.
I don't know them.
The Arcs and the Kills.
Yeah. Recorded
live in Brooklyn at Hive Mind Studios by Grammy-nominated engineer-musician Billy Ostick. Analog warmth and 60s nostalgia weave through the sound, while the mix, done at Flux Studios in Silver's native New York neighborhood, the East Village, is given a modern touch with FX that fans of early Tame Impala, I've heard of them, may appreciate. She said, I wanted to write a song that felt like it could be in a James Bond film.
Mm-hmm.
The imagery of casino, dangerous bets, and life-taking risks all came into the lyrics, which initially were inspired by actual vertigo I had been actually experiencing.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's wild. I had vertigo several times, and I sit up in bed and I fall down again. It's more than just some dizziness.
I had that.
It's what knocks you down,
I was really sick in November, but then a month or two later, I think it was around that time, I went to get up out of bed and I almost fell, and I never had that before.
Yeah. Back to the song, it really, listening to it, really, you can imagine that it is a soundtrack, the backing of like an adventure, spy film. Yeah, I can hear that in there. Well, it's good to hear from Fiona again. We've got a great interview.
I think it's been a couple years. And she hasn't really put out anything lately, and I saw that she had a new single out, so I reached out to her.
And as far as interviews go, that's one of my favorite because she was so accessible and so funny. Because when we did the trivia, we did a music trivia with her, and she was a willing participant, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
One of my favorite interviews.
It's always good when we can make the person we're interviewing laugh. We can all laugh together.
Yeah, and she made us laugh as well.
We do some serious stuff with the interviews. But.
Yeah. So what's up?
So now we have albums turning 50, 40, and 30.
Okay. You starting with 50?
Yeah, this is from May 1974.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some music news. May 7th, Led Zeppelin announces their new record label, Swan Song Records, with a lavish party at the Four Seasons Hotel in New York. So this sounds like the beginning of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Or new record label. No, Led Zeppelin was 69.
Yeah.
Okay.
69, 70 got popular, but they were going with this new record label.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
May 11th, the New York Police... No, wait a minute. This is a weird one. The New York Police Bagpipe Band performed shortly after midnight at the Portsmouth, Rhode Island Ramada Inn in connection with a National Police Week event.
Uh-huh.
Prompting a drunken spree lasting until dawn by at least a dozen off-duty members of the Boston Police Department.
Wow.
The officers ran naked through the motel, smashing chairs and tables, soiling rugs.
That's not talking about dirt there, not soil.
Discharging fire extinguishers, exploding firecrackers, setting off a burglar alarm, disconnecting a security camera, slashing automobile tires, and throwing pictures into the motel courtyard. They caused only an estimated 1,000. This is back, in 74.
Yeah, wow.
1,027 and 75 cents in damage.
Yeah.
Including liquor stolen from a locked cabinet and unpaid breakfast bills.
So all that for $1,000 is a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it would be $15K now.
Yeah, and it's something to talk about. I mean, that's 50 years ago.
But imagine being one of them in the drunken state. You've just done some minor crimes, slashing tires and vandalizing the hotel. And who shows up? It's 3 a.m. Who shows up? Your friends, your coworkers.
Yeah.
Your coworkers are coming to bust you.
This was in Rhode Island, and it was Boston police.
Yeah. I thought
the
they were
Rhode Island police.
Yeah, she said they don't do that in her hometown.
Yeah. So May 25th, 20 years after it was recorded, "Rock Around the Clock" by Bill Haley and his Comets returns to the Billboard Top 40 after it gains renewed popularity from its use in the film American Graffiti and the TV series Happy Days.
Right, I remember it from Happy Days.
Yeah, so it got back on the top 40. And we've seen that recently with Kate Bush with the TV show Stranger Things, where the song just is on the top 10 again.
Right, so people who are half our age are hearing that song and enjoying it for the first time. You know, it's like, wow.
In mass
listen
quantities.
To this. Yeah. It's like, listen to this. Yeah, we know that. That's cool.
So we have albums, May 1st, Sparks, Kimono, My House. I always like the name of that. And I think we might have talked about this on our, what was it, Bands That Make Us Laugh.
Yeah.
We talked about Sparks.
Just trying to possibly stating the obvious, Kimono, My House, that is like, it's a way of saying, come on over to my house.
Yeah.
Kimono, My House. Yeah.
I think it was taken from a song. Come on into my house, come on. You know, I forget who sang that.
Come on to my house. It sounds like something you'd do maybe at an all-night hotel police drunken party. Come on to my house.
Yeah. So Sparks have been around a long time. We're talking 74.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
50 years ago. This is their third studio album.
I still think of them as not that old.
Yeah. They had the single This Town Ain't Big Enough for Both of Us. The album peaked at number 4 in the UK.
Oh, wow.
And we didn't really like Sparks back then because it was number 101 in the US.
Yeah. And I think I had heard of them, but I'd heard of them, but didn't buy the albums.
Yeah.
Money was scarce, you know.
And then we have May 24th, David Bowie, Diamond Dogs.
My birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the 8th studio album, and you would have been turning 8.
Wow.
I think.
Yeah.
By David Bowie. Bowie produced the album, recorded it in early 74 in London and the Netherlands, following the disbanding of his backing band, the Spiders from Mars, and the departure of producer Ken Scott. Bowie played lead guitar on the record. In the absence of Mick Ronson, Diamond Dogs featured the return of Tony Visconti, who had not worked with Bowie for 4 years. The two would collaborate for the rest of the decade.
Yeah.
Musically, it was Bowie's final album in the glam rock genre, though some songs were influenced by funk and soul music, which Bowie embraced on his next album, Young Americans, in 1975.
Yeah, he's in the throes of fame. Excuse the pun, literal fame. You know, that's a high time for him. You know, making music and stuff.
So the title track introduces a new persona named Halloween Jack.
Don't know him.
Belgian artist Guy Pellarnt, bad with name. Pellarnt painted the controversial cover artwork depicting Bowie as half man, half dog hybrid, based on photos taken by photographer Terry O'Neill.
Wow.
So I guess he took photos of a half man, half dog. It says based on photos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably an amalgamation. Can I use that word, amalgamation? Amalgamation. Yeah, it's an amalgamation of the two. It's actually more of a juxtaposition or projection.
You digress.
I digress all the way.
It had the single Rebel Rebel on this, besides the title song. Peaked at number 1 in the UK and number 5 in the US. And then we have May 28th, Olivia Newton-John, who I love.
Yes.
If you love me, let me know.
Ah, yes.
Now, this is interesting because this album is a US and Canada only album.
Huh. Why is it limited, I wonder? That's interesting.
Well, this was from her previous 3 albums. And I do have a lot of Olivia Newton-John. I have this album. So this is from Olivia from 72, Music Makes My Day, and Long Live Love from 74. So
not Live, Laugh, Love, but Long Live Love.
Yeah. So it sounds like the first 3 albums didn't do well, or maybe she wasn't popular in the US and Canada. So this was a way probably to put all 3, kind of take the best of those 3.
Yeah. Because
it is her first album to top the Billboard 200 Pops album chart. There was 2 hit singles, the title song and I Honestly Love You.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. And that became her first #1 U.S. single and her signature song as well. And the title track ranks as Olivia Newton-John's highest charting single on the country charts, reaching #2. And the album was certified gold in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're on to May 1984.
Yeah.
Which we probably remember a little better than 74.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have some news. May 1st, Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac files for bankruptcy in the United States. I think he's doing well now, though. Yeah. May 2nd, Lionel Richie's hit Hello becomes Motown's first ever UK million-selling single.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yeah.
May 5th, Duran Duran achieved their second UK #1 single. A lot of UK stuff here.
Yeah.
With The Reflex, and remain at #1 for 4 consecutive weeks.
Yeah. Our friend played that a little bit on the turntable at parties. This is 84. May 84. Yeah.
And then the Pretenders singer Chrissy Hyde marries Simple Minds singer Jim Kerr.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up divorcing in 1990, so they were married for
6 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, albums, we have Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry.
Not my style.
Yeah, I never...
Do you get any Twisted Sister albums?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's makeup, long hair, screaming.
So this is the third studio album,
Mm-hmm.
American heavy metal band, released May 10th, 1984. And the album contains the band's 2 signature songs, We're Not Gonna Take It.
Yeah, yeah.
And I Want to Rock.
Yeah.
I Want to Rock.
Yeah, that was good, yeah.
Yeah. Both of which remain a staple of 80s glam metal and rock. And eventually the album achieved multi-platinum status in the U.S. It had sales of more than 3 million copies by 1995.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. Both of which, those 2 songs were overplayed, I recall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the only... I don't know any other Twisted Sister songs.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they have newer albums. I want a colonoscopy, or something. I want a colon. That doesn't really fit in there.
I want a box.
Yeah.
I want a box. I don't know what rhymes with box.
So during recording, producer Tom Weirman brought some songs the band Saxon.
Yes.
Who, believe it or not, I didn't realize until maybe a couple years ago that my first concert was Rush, and actually Saxon opened for Rush.
You saw, so like the first national band that you went to see.
Yeah, it was Saxon.
Whether you remember it or not,
Mm-hmm.
was Saxon. Yeah.
And they're still around.
Wow. And for me, it was Crocus. It was Crocus open up for Def Leppard.
Okay.
And so I never bought an album. I never listened to them ever again for the rest of my life, and probably referred to the Flower more than the Crocus.
Yeah, they always had these other heavy metal, not as popular bands.
Yeah. I thought I'd get through the rest of my life completely without saying the word Saxon.
Or Crocus. Yeah. Okay, so the producer brought some Saxon songs for, I guess, Dee Snider's band to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And this led to some conflict with Dee Snider, who understood it as Werman wanting the band to replace some of his songs with Saxon covers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of strange. I wanna rock. And guitarist J.J. French claims the band lost 2 songs that they wanted on the album due to Werman's influence.
Yeah.
But maybe they weren't good songs. I don't know. You got to listen to producer sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
May 15th, 1984, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble.
Yeah.
Couldn't Stand the Weather. Great album.
I was not into it at the time. It's one of those that it was there, but I didn't recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is the second studio album, American blues rock band. That's the band Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the follow-up to their critically and commercially successful 1983 album, Texas Flood. Recording sessions took place in January 84 at the Power Station, New York City. And Stevie Ray Vaughan wrote half the tracks on the album. Album reached number 31 on Billboard 200. You think it would have been higher than that.
Yeah.
But it was a blues album.
And he's not a household name, and it's a blues album. Blues only goes so far in the pop charts. Yeah.
But the music video for Couldn't Stand the Weather received regular rotation on MTV. I don't know how many more albums he recorded before he, of course, passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Helicopter Crash.
Yeah.
probably soon after.
It's reminding me how I miss the days of MTV and VH1.
Mhm.
Just turning on the TV, and you're already on that station. You don't have to hit any other buttons, you know? You turn it on, and there's all these awesome videos, one after another.
Yeah.
You know? Why can't we have that again?
Well, there is MTV Classic, I found.
Yeah. Okay.
Which has the old videos.
Yeah.
I mean, now you have to go on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot more work than just hitting one button, turn your TV on. There it is. Yeah.
It would be amazing if YouTube had a music channel.
Yeah.
Just gather up all the new videos.
So YouTube Music is audio only. Is that right? Because I have YouTube Music, and I think it's
I don't know.
It's audio only. It's not the videos or something. Yeah. I could be wrong. Got to check into that.
I could be wrong. I could be right. I want to rock. I want my blood pressure pills. Oh, that was Paul Stanley. Sorry. I want a box. I hear everybody out there goes to the doctor twice a week now. I want a knock. Okay. Okay, so we have INXS The Swing.
Uh-huh. Oh, I love that album.
Now,
Loved. Took it to parties, and Tim May would play it. Yeah.
It was probably the first INXS album I heard. This is actually their fourth album.
Wow.
What's weird is it was released in April, but it's listed on Wikipedia as a May album for some reason. I actually didn't talk about this last month. Peaked at number 1 on the Kent Music Report albums chart, whatever that is.
Yeah, Kent State? I don't know.
And 5 non-consecutive weeks. See, someone who wrote this is trying to build this album up.
Right.
From early April to mid-May. And so it had the single Original Sin.
Yeah.
It was recorded in New York City with Nile Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Featured, I don't know if you know this, DARRYL Hall on backing vocals.
I didn't know. If our listeners haven't checked out that album by INXS, you definitely have to. It's just real powerful, very upbeat.
Yeah, The Swing.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time the group had recorded outside of Australia, so that's why we probably hadn't heard of INXS. Now, Nile Rodgers asked DARRYL Hall of Hall & Oates, of course, to guest on backing vocals for the chorus. Hall later recalled, I don't know why, because they're good singers, they didn't need me, but I did it anyway.
Yeah. Definitely added something to that.
Now we have honorable mention, and I know Matt is a huge fan of this group, the Fat Boys. They released their debut. No, that was Fat Albert.
Yeah.
They released their debut album on May 29th, 1984.
Okay.
And now I would say their second album, and you'll agree with me, The Fat Boys Are Back, was much better.
I didn't know they left.
Yeah. But their second album was much better than the first one.
Yeah.
When they came back.
Yes. It's the second coming of the Fat Boys.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking
about...
they
were even fatter.
I'm thinking about that time, and I know you were busy doing things, and I won't get into that, but you know, the end of May of 1984, I mean, it's a blur. Senioritis and end in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting married.
The world at my fingertips. Days away. It's just, you know, I don't recall the Fat Boys.
There's a wedding in there somewhere. Or after.
I was looking for nothing related to the Fat Boys.
Yeah.
I was looking for non-Fat Boys.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I was not.
You were looking for skinny.
No, I was not.
Oh, okay. So now we are at May 1994. May 2nd, we have some news here. Los Angeles jury finds Michael Bolton, along with co-writer Andy Goldmark and Sony Music Entertainment, guilty of copyright infringement over the song Love is a Wonderful Thing.
Okay.
The song is ruled to be too similar to a song of the same name by the Isley Brothers.
Okay.
So there we go.
Yeah.
May 3rd, the Rolling Stones arrive by yacht, which be coming up.
Yeah, yacht.
That's going to play a big part this month. To a press conference in New York City to announce the Voodoo Lounge tour kicking off in the summer.
Okay.
Ride by yacht.
Again, what year is that?
1994.
Okay.
Voodoo Lounge. May 6th, Pearl Jam files a complaint against Ticketmaster I remember this.
Yeah.
U.S. Justice Department charging that the company has a monopoly on concert ticket business on the concert. And they still do.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Insane concert prices.
Yes.
Some, I've got a couple concerts coming up. Well, Matt's going to one with me and Matt and his wife and Tim and me. Kingfish.
Oh, yes. Chris Stone, Kingfish, Ingram.
And I think tickets were $22. Yeah, we got a bunch coming up. Madison Cunningham.
Mm-hmm. That's April 17th, yeah. With Juana Moreno, and that's at Jersey City.
Oh, we'll get back to... I'm sorry, I
thought you were just jumping right into it.
Sorry, we'll get back to that.
All right.
I was just talking about the ticket prices. Ticket prices are still insane. And anyway, let's see. And then we got May 26th, Michael Jackson, Lisa Marie Presley are married in the Dominican Republic.
Wow.
May 27th, the Eagles launched the Hell Freezes Over tour in Burbank, California.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the group's first tour since breaking up in 1980. So it's been 14 years.
Yeah.
And again, much is also made of the band becoming the first to charge over $100 per ticket for arena shows.
That was a lot back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. 90s. Yeah.
Okay, we got albums, May 94, May 10th, G Love, who I just recently interviewed, and Special Sauce.
Just recently.
They're celebrating 30th year anniversary of their self-titled release from Epic Records. The album was certified gold after selling 500,000 copies.
Mm-hmm.
Contains the song Cold Beverage, which became a college radio staple, as well as Baby's Got Sauce. I love this album. I got it when it came out. And the album was included in the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die.
Yeah.
Might look into getting that book.
Mm-hmm.
We can reference some things in there. May 10th, 94, Weezer, their debut. I thought that was a real...
No, it was Weezer. I was wheezing,
nice.
sorry.
It's also known as the Blue Album. The album was produced by Rick Ocasek of the Cars. Weezer formed in Los Angeles in 92, initially struggled to engage audiences who were more interested in grunge. So now it's 2 years later.
Yeah. They were misunderstood in the beginning because Weezer's an amazing band.
In November, I guess we're going to say, when is this? I guess 92, 93. I don't know what we're talking here. This would be 92. They recorded a demo called The Kitchen Tape, which brought them to the attention of DGC owner Geffen Records. They own DGC, I guess, Records.
Uh-huh.
Most of the album was recorded at Electric Lady Studios in New York. And Weezer was supported by the singles Undone, the Sweater Song, Buddy Holly, which I love.
Love that tune.
Say It Ain't So. And their music videos became MTV hits.
Yeah.
Their album reached number 16 on the U.S. Billboard 200. You would think it would have been higher.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all over the place.
Right.
Especially Buddy Holly, I remember.
But again, not a household name. You know, if I'm at work, I start talking about Weezer. People are like, yeah, I kind of heard of him. You know, it's still Can't Knock the Hustle. I got turned on to that song later. I don't know where that falls into this time frame. But that's an awesome song if you haven't heard it.
Yeah, I don't know that song.
Yeah, it's.
I know Hash Pipe. I like that song.
Yeah.
The album sold at least 3.3 million initially, and since 2009, it is, it's a while ago. I guess we need to update this. It's sold over 15 million copies. It's listed by critics as one of the greatest albums of the 1990s. And Rolling Stone ranked Weezer number 294 on the 500 greatest albums of all time.
Yeah.
That was in 2020. And what is the number one album of all time on their list?
Michael Jackson's Beat It. Or whatever that album was. No?
Oh, Thriller?
Thriller? No.
That's probably number 2. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On?
Really?
Believe it or not. Rolling Stone, can you believe it? Marvin Gaye. It's not Cardi B. Why do I have to keep saying Cardi B all the time?
Cardi B's mother wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't fucking like me.
And number 500, in case you want to know, is Arcade Fire, Funeral. While preparing for the studio sessions, they focused their vocal interplay by practicing barbershop quartet-style songs, which helped River Como Cuomo, I think his name is, River Cuomo, Matt Sharp, he's the bass player, feel more comfortable collaborating during rehearsals.
Interesting.
And Sharp, who had never sung before joining Weezer, developed his falsetto. He said, I had to sing an octave higher than Rivers. After a lot of practice, I started to get it down.
Yeah.
I think I have one more here and an honorable mention. We have the Beastie Boys, which we both love.
Yeah.
Ill Communication.
Boy!
It's their fourth studio album.
Mm-hmm.
It was co-produced by Beastie Boys and Mario Coldato Jr. It is among the band's most varied releases, drawing from hip-hop, punk rock, jazz, and funk, and continues their trend away from sampling and towards live instruments.
Yeah. Which
began with their previous release, Check Your Head, 92.
Mm-hmm. Right, so getting into some more, dare I say, real music, music making, not just sampling and rapping and such.
So they were influenced by Miles Davis's jazz rock albums On the Corner from 72 and Agartha, 75.
Mm-hmm.
And the album became the band's second number one album on Billboard 200, their second triple platinum album, and it had the song Sabotage,
which we love,
and the video.
Mm-hmm.
And
listeners, if you know Sabotage but you haven't seen the video, you must watch the video. I dare you to watch the video without laughing.
And I just saw, we're going to be talking about music products, but I don't have this one on the list, but I just saw Beastie Boy. I never saw Beastie Boys like dolls before.
Wow.
And it's from, I'm pretty sure it's from this video. I think they're wearing suits or like dress shirts.
Yeah.
One guy has a wig on.
Yeah.
So it's all three of them dressed like that.
Yeah.
I think they're 12-inch figures.
You saw them for sale?
Yeah, they're $165.
Yeah.
For all
if you
three.
got extra money floating around, sure.
But I thought they were really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen Beastie Boys figures. Sabotage had the working title of Chris Rock for some reason.
Really?
Before the vocals were added.
Okay, so instrumental only, music only of Sabotage would be Chris Rock.
And I don't know if we're talking about
the Chris Rock or...
Because this is 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's maybe, I don't know. I don't know when Chris Rock came around.
Oh, that's interesting to explore. Yeah.
So there is a documentary also.
Listen all y'all, it's Chris Rock.
According to Ad Rock, there's in the 2020 documentary, I didn't even know there what, Beastie Boys story.
Mm-hmm.
The lyrics are a fictitious rant about how their producer was the worst person ever and how he was always sabotaging us and holding us back.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Other singles were Sure Shot, Root Down, and Get It Together.
Mm-hmm.
I know Sure Shot.
Yeah.
An honorable mention, The Best of Kenny G came out that month.
I might have that on. Yeah.
I think you did.
I think I discussed before how my wife and I have not overlapping tastes in music.
Mm-hmm.
Except for like.
Are you being serious?
I am being serious. My wife and I don't have anything to overlap and listen to, except a band I'll reference in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny G. We used to, when we were newlyweds 28 years ago. Yeah, put on Kenny G album. Why not? Yeah. Do what newlyweds do,
So that wraps it up for the album anniversaries, and now we're going to talk about some new music.
Yeah.
One album I just listened to, Sheryl Crow has a new album called Evolution.
Still doing it after all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Great to hear she's still active.
I saw her, might have been on TikTok. She did one of the singles, or she was just playing acoustic guitar, and I really didn't like this song when I first heard it, but now I'm starting to like it, and it's called Alarm Clock. And it's about having nice dreams, not nightmares, of course.
Right.
And you don't want to wake up.
Yeah.
So, and it's about...
Right, Alarm Clock would be ending that, yeah.
But the album is pretty good. The thing is, it's not something I would buy, and that's why I like having Apple Music.
Mm-hmm.
I can just listen to, and...
So you would sample a couple songs from it. You would save a couple.
Yeah, it's one of those albums. I wouldn't even say half the songs I really like, maybe 2 or 3.
Is Sheryl Crow's new album, is it more acoustic guitar and singing, a little bit more subdued? Or is it rocking out like she
no,
does sometimes?
it's more subdued.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we weren't going to talk about Beyonce.
Usually when you and I get together, we shake hands and agree to not talk about Beyonce. Yeah. How's it going? Good. How are you? Oh, I'm doing fine. Let's not talk about Beyonce.
Yeah.
We regularly do that.
Yeah. Don't bring up Beyonce.
It's like BYOB.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say something briefly because I had time yesterday. I had to drive somewhere, so I put the album on. Yeah! And I have to say, first of all, there's about 23 tracks.
Oh, like a They Might Be Giants album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, yeah. Basically, because there are short songs.
Yeah.
Maybe a minute and a half.
Really? I didn't picture that with Beyonce. I thought she'd always be 3.5 minutes.
And I wouldn't even say it's a concept album because other than her having to mention Texas in like every song.
We're in downtown Texas, y'all.
And somehow she thinks, or her producers think, that that's a country song if you mention Texas.
Right.
Or shooting off guns.
Yeah.
There's a song on there that's almost disco.
Wow.
There's one song that's not a country song that I really like because it's a very interesting song with backup singers and just the way it's put together.
So we could check. I'd be willing to check out that song.
And it's more dance and more, but it's unique.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. If
Yeah.
it's unique anymore, it's hard to record or write new music that doesn't sound like something else.
Right.
But I think there was also a missed opportunity with Willie Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the album on 2 tracks, but he's talking.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think Beyonce listens to the podcast because
hello, Beyonce.
There's
this
2.
Is your conscience speaking.
There's 2 instances. One is with Willie Nelson where it's a radio changing channels. And I know other people have done that. But that's the intro to our show now, is changing the channels.
Yes.
And then you hear Willie. And then the one song, I think it's the song that I like, and I wish I had the name of it. I don't know where my phone is.
Yeah.
So I think it's the song I like. She mentioned something similar to our slogan, to turn off the TV.
Turn up the music.
I think she says, don't watch the news and turn the volume up.
Oh, that's lame. That's not even catchy. I mean,
or turn the radio up. So it's similar.
Radio is so, last century. Yeah.
So my thoughts are there's only about 4 or 5 true, I'd say, country sounding songs that she should have expanded. Maybe did 10 true country songs.
Make it country if it's country.
Take the other ones, and at the end of the year, put out another album.
Right.
You would have sold twice as many.
Right.
But calling it a country album, and the cover's even weird because it doesn't even look like she's sitting on a horse. Like she's just photoshopped, like stuck to the side of a horse.
Yeah.
If you look at the cover,
I was thinking about it. I didn't search Beyonce's new album. I have to confess. I know listeners, you're shocked, but I saw it on the news. What was it, a week ago? I don't know how long ago it was.
Yeah.
And I thought, all of this wouldn't work if she didn't have a cowboy hat on. She's wearing a cowboy hat, right?
Yeah.
Like
and there's a horse.
Yeah. So but just take off the cowboy hat and the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah.
It's just the horse. Yeah.
But Carrie Underwood, I don't think I've never seen her with a cowboy hat on.
And she might
does country.
She might hate horses. She might be allergic to horses. I don't know. You don't have to have the hat and the horse. It's country is so much more.
And I do like some country, like Sarah Shook and the Disarmers have a new album I just ordered. And, these people like that, they're constantly touring and recording and working their asses off. And not a lot of people know about them. Nikki Lane is another one who's great, like country, but like the newer country. So anyway,
I wonder if we should do a whole podcast on country.
On Beyonce? No. We could
do a whole 7 minutes on Beyonce. That would be a short podcast.
Well, there is a thing called outlaw country.
Okay.
And that's the country I like. The more edgier.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the fake country accents.
Yeah, yeah. And we talked about this before. When my kids were young, I was rocking out to some pretty straightforward rock, and my daughter said, "Dad, I didn't know you liked country." It's like, what? You know, so country. Yesterday's
Southern rock.
Yesterday's rock became today's country because country became so far into rock music.
Well, there was Southern rock.
I know, but just if you go back just a few years, it's full on sound with the four pieces, and they're rocking out with the guitar solos. It's rock. It's not country anymore. It's rock.
Yeah. It's evolved into something else.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that evolution. It's all got to change.
So this is in our contract, which I've mentioned before. I have to say Dua Lipa. She has a new album May 3rd, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. What if she put on a cowboy hat? I mean,
she could do a country album.
Yeah, it would work. It would work for her. She could put on a cowboy hat and not do a country album, and it would still be good. Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
So I was at the record store a couple months ago, and I saw Dua Lipa's, I think it's her first album, and I didn't buy it. And of course, the last time, a couple of weeks ago, I went out there, and it wasn't there where it was before.
Yeah.
And I had to ask,
who bought this?
So here's
go ahead.
A guy in his late 50s asking for Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
And then she went to another section. She's like, "Oh, I think I sold that one." And went over to some other box, and I don't know if maybe the guy that it was reserved for, she pulled it out and handed it to me.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah. So you bought it?
So I got it.
Okay, yeah. Wow. Yeah. So some other 50-something white guy said, "Hold this for me," and it never came back. Yeah, and you lucked out.
Yeah.
That's good.
She's a good singer, though. And, I have a couple guilty music pleasures that, I listen to a lot of different stuff. Both of us do.
Yeah.
Me more than Matt, but
I'll have to think of what my guilty pleasure is.
Yeah.
Probably Beck. I mean, I'm looking up on your wall here in the studio. It's Beck he's giving me that look.
Oh yeah, my signed Beck.
What the fuck? That's what he's saying. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I ran into Beck at the shop right a couple of years ago. He was squeezing melons. Nah.
Squeezing melons and pushing carts. He's pushing carts at ShopRite.
Yeah.
What's up, Beck?
He's a cart pusher now.
Yeah. I do love Beck, though. Beck, yeah.
So I listened to a couple other, I won't go into too much detail, but May 3rd, we also have this woman, Jessica Pratt, Here in the Pinch, it's called. No, Here in the Pitch. Here in the Pitch.
Here.
Yeah. It's Here.
Here. Here.
Unless I wrote it down wrong.
Yeah.
But her voice is kind of a cross between Dolly Parton, a Munchkin, and it took me a while to figure out who this person. There was a woman who had a unique voice about 10, 15 years ago, and she disappeared.
Yeah, who's that?
And I knew her name started with, I knew it was like Dusty. It started with a D. I'm like, and it's Duffy. Her name.
I don't know Duffy.
So she's similar to Duffy. And what's really strange is I looked up Duffy, and that day, I'm not lying, there's a news story on Duffy.
Wow.
That she is back on Instagram after 4-year absence. That day, I was channeling Duffy.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's kind of a folky 60s dreamy swirl, like music.
Yeah. So Duffy, another one that we can look up here, along with Dua Lipa, exploring her first album. Duffy, The Duff.
Yeah. Jessica has 2 singles, Life Is and World on a String. And from what I gather, with listening to these 2 singles, it's kind of a 60s kind of folky, not psychedelic, but dreamy.
Yeah.
And the best I can do is like maybe Marian Faithfull, Joni Mitchell. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
It sounds good. I haven't checked it out yet.
I highly recommend checking this album out because I like to hear more from her. Like I said, she has an interesting voice.
Yeah. Here in the pitch. Now, pitch is also tar. You get stuck here in the pitch.
Yeah.
So maybe it means both sound and tar. Here in the pitch.
And we have a band I swear I've heard of, but called the Lemon Twigs, unless I'm thinking of an older band.
Well, there's the Lemon Heads. Yeah.
Maybe that's
the Lemon Twigs. The Lemon Twig. It was a local bar here in Peabody.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah. Oh, that's down where I live. The Red Rooster became the Lemon Twig. Yeah.
So their album "A Dream Is All We Know." Their Long Island band formed in 2014. Sia has a new album. I like her. "Reasonable Woman." I love her Christmas album that she came out with. May 10th, we have a band that I never heard of before, and I listened to Arab Strap.
Wow. I'm
totally fine with it. Don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Now, they released 3 singles. Alatancisness.
Wow. Is that English or another language?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Bliss and Strawberry Moon. Now, the first single utilizes that old dial-up modem sound. But they left out the "You've got mail."
Yeah.
Now, as I was listening in my car once again, there's a sound that I don't like weird sounds in songs because I think my car is doing something.
Blame it on the car.
And
it's funny.
This was a sound like when you get a text and your phone beeps, but there were a lot of beeps in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking my phone's doing something.
My car is telling me something.
Yeah, like it was sending me Morse code.
Your door is ajar. Your door is ajar.
Now, the lead singer is, I want to say this is a Scottish band because the lead singer, he talks more than sings on some of these songs.
Right.
And he reminded me of Mel Gibson in Braveheart, where he says,
I love you. I want to marry you.
I want to marry you, or something like that. That's the way he talks. Now, I didn't care for Strawberry Moon as much as the 2 other songs because that song's just messy and noisy, I thought. But they kind of had, I want to say even like 9 Inch Nails kind of sound going on.
Yeah.
Then we got, May 17th, we got Don McLean. Remember him?
Yeah.
Called American Boys. And we got New Kids on the Block. Still Kids. Still Kids.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
21 Pilots. Clancy. I didn't listen to anything.
I haven't heard the new stuff, no.
Let's see. And then May 24th.
My birthday.
Now, this was the man who once asked us, and I mentioned this before, are you going to go my way? And we said, where the hell is that?
Yeah. And then he kept repeating
Is this an invitation to murder? But now we found out that he was actually going to the Fountain of Youth, Lenny Kravitz. And
because he looks...
He is a year older than us.
Okay.
And he looks like he's 20 years younger than us.
Yeah.
So it's called Blue Electric Light.
That's the Fountain of Youth. He probably applies blue electric light.
I think there's 2 songs, 2 singles, and I just love it.
Great.
His voice is so smooth. First single is TK421. It sounds like a Prince song.
Yeah.
It's got a funky groove. There's saxophone. There's like laser sound effects, like laser cats.
I wonder who TK refers to. TK421. It's like Hawk Moon 469 or something,
Well, there's a rumor that it has to do with Star Wars, but I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know too much about Lenny Kravitz.
Not a Trek,
like his
Star
personal
Wars fan.
stuff.
Yeah.
But we have laser like sound, like pew pew. Like it's.
You have laser cats? They're illegal. These cats.
It's good. It's a good song. Now the video is not for children.
Does he look that good?
He's naked in the video. We see his ass and everything. And I have 2 comments from YouTube just to tell you something.
Yeah.
And we got
he's no longer asking, will you go my way?
We got at Kelly L. Miller.
Hey, Kelly.
And her comment is great. And this is at the top. This is the official video on YouTube. And it's great because her comment is at the top because it has the most responses. And all she said was, great, now I'm pregnant. Which is great. Yep.
Great.
Yeah. And then we have Prophets of Rock TV. They say, now this is what bringing sexy back is all about.
Here it is.
Yeah. So check out TK421, Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
The second single is Human. Just good sounding. Like this is almost an 80s throwback dance, 80s. I don't know. It's just you listen to the song and you just feel good.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Listen to it.
Yeah. I have to check that out.
And we got a couple other ones here. We got May 31st, Imogen, because I was saying her name wrong before. I thought it was Imogen.
It's Imogen.
Imogen Clark, who we will be interviewing next month. She's from Australia.
Very cool. Wish I could do my Australian accent, but...
And she is moving to the U.S. I think might be moved by the time we talk to her.
Is she heading to Nashville like everyone else? Mm-hmm. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Art of Getting Through. She has a couple singles out. That's May 31st. Her album doesn't come out till the end of next month. Mm-hmm. We got Maya Hawke, who is Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter.
Did not know.
She was also on Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So she has a new single out called Dark.
Is this her debut or something? Or not sure. I mean, she's...
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it is.
Yeah.
There's a video out for Dark. Very strange video. It starts out black and white. There's some strange dude who looks like he's been scarred or burned, leading like a meditation session.
Wow.
And he actually speaks for 2 minutes before the song starts. And it's creepy.
Yeah.
And then a minute or more later, Maya takes a pencil and rams it through her skull. And then the video goes to color. So I guess the meditation wasn't for her.
Yeah.
And it's ironic because here's a little... See, you learn some music stuff and you learn other stuff too on here. Because her grandfather, Robert, was the first Westerner to become a Buddhist monk. Wow. He is regarded as this country's foremost authority on Buddhism.
Huh.
There is a Buddhist temple in the town we're in, Washington, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And I have heard that Uma has been there and Richard Gere. And
Wow.
And then lastly, we have Willie Nelson. It's his 70th something album. He put a blues album out bluegrass album out last year. It's called The Border.
Okay.
I don't think there's any singles yet.
Yeah.
So that's at the end of next month. So
70-something albums, and, I can't even put out one.
Yeah.
Nationwide album. That's amazing. That is really amazing. So, Rob, we got a couple more things here.
Yep.
You want to talk about concerts?
Yeah, we can talk about some concerts.
Yeah. Now, you and I went to see Juliana Hatfield, and opening up for her was Lolito. Mm-hmm. And you can find Lolito, a Philadelphia native, at I Am Lolito. I follow her on Instagram. Yeah. And such. That was a pretty wild concert. Juliana Hatfield and Lolito both up there solo with a guitar, and Lolito had other props, but it was different. Not a full band with Juliana.
Well, I have to say, I really haven't talked about it, but Juliana Hatfield I've loved since the 90s, and I was quite disappointed. Sorry, Juliana, but I was expecting her to have a band with her, and I always liked her voice. I like her songwriting, but I don't think she's good solo. I don't think her voice is strong enough. And she had an electric guitar with a chorus pedal, so it wasn't like a rocking sound.
Yeah.
I don't think it was good at all.
Yeah.
And I was very kind of heartbroken.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen Juliana since the 90s.
And you know it better than I do. I just know her hits and such. So I probably didn't know half the songs. I probably knew half of them. So that was interesting. But coming up, you and I are going to see Madison Cunningham. Now, she will be without her band, just like Juliana.
Yeah.
Juliana. And Madison is on tour right now, opening up for John Mayer in all of Europe. So just finishing up that right now.
And this is a small... I haven't checked out how many people it holds.
Yeah, theater.
But I'm hoping maybe we have the chance to meet her.
Jersey City, New Jersey, along with Juana Moreno, an Argentinian, who's also doing a solo type show, I believe, without the band. That's April 17th. And then on my birthday, Kingfish. Chris Stone, Kingfish, Ingram playing at Jim Thorpe, not downtown at that theater like I thought, but east of Jim Thorpe, PA, at a great venue. My coworker tells me he's been there, and he has played on stage too. A great venue there at Jim Thorpe.
And those tickets were like $22, something like that.
I know, going back decades. It's like the price from 25 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know if it's general admission.
It is.
Yeah. And then Jeremy and I are going to see Mammoth, which is Wolfgang Van Halen.
That's right.
Our second time, we saw him last year. He's very loud, great guitarist, though. His father, of course, was Eddie Van Halen. And those tickets were like $35, general admission at Wind Creek in Bethlehem.
Again, good ticket price. It's not 100 or 200 or something, or 300 or 400, or whatever prices are now. Yeah.
And my wife and I are going to see an ABBA band who we've seen before, and they're actually from Sweden. So it's almost like you're seeing ABBA.
Yeah.
And that's also at Wind Creek.
Yeah. My wife and I are going to, the end of August, going to see Pentatonics, kind of making a cappella popular, one of the first to do that. They've got many albums out. I know their first album and their Christmas album really well.
I'm bringing a cappella back,
baby.
So that's going to be good. Again, I referenced my wife and I not having a lot of overlap in music. We got Kenny G and we got Pentatonics. Yeah. And that's it, man. We got it. Yeah, it's not like you with the Chili Peppers, right? You and your wife both dig the Chili Peppers. So. Yeah,
and I've kind of sworn off stadium concerts.
Hey, listen, since I did that day that you and I saw U2 the last time at a windy FedEx Field? No, what is it? What's
Lincoln
Philly?
Financial.
Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah, and the sound was awful.
Yeah, we didn't have good seats, so we're at pretty high elevation, 10, 12 stories, I don't know. And the wind was coming through and sweeping all the sound away. Literally, that's the physics of it. It sounded so terrible.
I think we could hear the guitar and Bono.
Yeah. My highlight was the cheesesteak and the beer. It was
Lumineers were good, though. They opened.
Yeah, they were good, but still not quality. And so you mentioned swearing off arenas now. I'm not even interested. If you're going to get poor quality, I mean, I could listen to them off my phone. My son and I just went better quality.
We didn't go to a concert, but we went to Atlantic City last weekend to see UFC fights.
Yeah. I
don't know how I survived. I wasn't fighting. But I was just sitting there. But it was from 7 o'clock. We sat down at 6:30, and it was over at 1:15 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
There were 12 fights. One got canceled, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's going to be over at 12:30.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how.
Yeah.
And just the people. I'm standing in line for a beer. And I also want to get a water because, after I drink the beer, I'm going to need to hydrate.
Because you care about your health.
Yeah. Before I even get up, there's one person in front of me right before we get to the counter. We finally get there. And he's on his phone, and then another person shows up, his friend. And then they go to order like 5 or 6 beers, and they won't let him. You can only order one beer.
Yeah. So you must accept that.
Yeah. Well, he had 4 other friends who come up and stand in front of me. Wow. And none of them turned around and said, I'm sorry, or that's all I asked.
Damn Jersey.
You can't take this seriously.
And then as I'm walking with my beer, and then I couldn't get a water because you couldn't get a water bottle. They want to put it in a cup. Like I couldn't throw a cup. I guess it won't go as far. But
it won't as a full or half full bottle.
But I have to suffer because of idiots. That's the thing.
Oh, been there.
Who have thrown water bottles at the fighters or whoever. And now, so I didn't get the water.
Yeah.
But I'm walking with my beer. This guy in front of me, he's on his phone and does a 180 in front of me and almost like walks right into me.
Almost knocked your beer right on you. Yeah.
Okay, so next up, I have a couple music news articles.
Yeah.
And the first one is about Kiss.
Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
One of your top bands.
Yeah. So Kiss sells their music catalog, and we've seen this with other artists.
Oh, yeah.
And their likenesses.
Their images.
Yeah. So Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley now have completely blank faces. They've been erased. No. That would be
I get
weird.
it. That's, yeah.
So this is an article, a recent article, April 4th, ultimateclassicrock.com.
Yeah.
I don't know if that website, it's a really good website. Also, TMZ reported this too.
So it's got to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've sold their name, logo, image, and likeness rights and their share of the band's music catalog and publishing to Pop House Entertainment Group
Never heard of him, but I'm not supposed to.
And the company is behind ABBA's Avatar show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is apparently is making some money. They built a whole building, stadium, not arena, I guess you'd say, for, like, they built the Sphere, not for U2, but to have concerts there.
Yeah.
Do you know what they sold the catalog for?
No, like, I'm not really good at guessing. Remember I told you I went shopping at New Hope, and I said, oh, this is probably a couple $100 coat. It was $2,500 for that coat. So I'm a little off there, yeah. No, I can't guess.
300 million.
Wow.
Yeah. My thing is, I'm wondering if Ace Frehley and Peter Criss know about it.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a lawsuit? Like, I don't know the ins and outs of Kiss. Like, did Ace and Peter, do they have no rights to the music anymore? I don't know that answer.
I don't know.
You would assume, because it doesn't mention, well, it mentions Gene. So it's Gene and Paul.
Yeah.
Gene says Kiss, the touring band, is over.
Well, this all comes in timing with them having their last shows in New York. Remember, my sister was there.
Yeah, I streamed the last show.
Yeah. So, yeah, their touring is done now, right?
Yeah, I did the pay-per-view. I was disappointed because there was no reference to their history. You think there'd be a little like a video,
some way to end it. Yeah. Some way interesting to end it,
with photos and all that.
Yeah,
and invite Ace and Peter and Vinnie Vincent. There's other not Bob Kulick, Bruce Kulick. He was a guitarist. His brother Bob, who passed away, he was also, various people that were in Kiss too.
Yeah.
I thought it would be, you got Gene. I talked about this before. You got Gene backstage talking about his schmeckle. No lie. Like, I thought it would be a nice end to Kiss.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, we made our money. And now Gene has already formed a band, because I've seen the Gene Simmons band is going on tour this year, folks.
Did not know that.
I don't have any other information.
Yeah.
And, I'll get you information. Matt's adjusting my mic here. He is I'm paying him extra to make adjustments to our recording studio here. Okay, that looks good. So Billboard reports that Kiss Avatar show will open in an unspecified U.S. city in 2027.
Washington, New Jersey.
The thing is, Avatar show, right? Yeah. ABBA hadn't toured or anything in 40 years. Kiss just got off this tour.
Yeah.
The End of the Road tour, which lasted we saw them before COVID on the same tour. So COVID put a stall to it. People who just paid, like, I don't know, $300, $500 to see them, I don't think are going to pay. What are the prices for this Avatar show?
Yeah.
I would hope they'd be $25. But
right.
They aren't going to be.
Yeah.
Do you need to be close to the stage? That's what I'm,
Yeah.
Can you watch it at home?
That could be a song, actually. Can I watch this at home?
Yeah.
We should write a song. Can I watch this at home?
So I have another news story here, and it's about AI. Because all these artists, led by, I think, Billie Eilish, have signed a letter to protect their, I guess, voices, their music.
Right.
On TikTok, I saw recently the Beatles. There's a TikTok person or whatever, and it's AI Beatles. And there's different songs by AI.
Yeah. Songs that we haven't heard before.
Yeah. The question is, should it be legal for someone to take your voice and manipulate it?
Right.
I mean, you could do entire interviews. Like, wouldn't it be nice? We could take Sir Paul AI and interview him.
Yeah.
It's not the same as...
Look for it next year, 2025.
And make him say what we want him to say. He loves the podcast and all that.
Would he say, you can hear this at home?
It's kind of magical.
Would he say that?
I don't know. What if they took our voices, Matt?
Yes. Okay.
I'm
feeling a cold wind. I think there's a spirit coming within the studio now. I just got really cold.
So
the spirit is upon us.
I'm a little mad because, we're getting so popular now.
Yeah,
you and I and Jeremy.
Yeah.
They haven't cloned Jeremy yet, as far as I can find, but they've been cloning us.
Maybe the they is Jeremy. Maybe Jeremy has done this.
And this is AI Rob.
Okay, let's listen. Yeah. The spirit is upon us.
This is AI Rob, or like my friends call me, all intelligent Rob. I'm much smarter than human Rob since I can speak any language and I know everything. Rob is freaked out that I sound just like him, so if you get a call from what you think is real Rob, it could just be my bad self calling you up. How you like me now, bitches.
Wow.
And then, Matt, someone took your voice, and I take offense because it sounds like AI Rob and Matt are against odds with each other.
Yeah.
It's like a competition now between the two AIs.
What would this AI?
This is AI Matt. I'm more intelligent than AI Rob. My friends actually call me awesomely intelligent Matt. Cyberspace can get pretty boring, so I like to fuck shit up once in a while. I called human Rob a couple weeks ago, and he thinks it was human Matt. He thinks we are actually going to see Madison Cunningham. Boys and idiot, I gotta get going. I have a lot to do before my date tonight with Scarlett Johansson. What to wear?
Scarlett.
I'm out, fuckers.
I'm out, fuckers.
Yeah.
I'm out, fuckers.
So that's AI Matt.
Sample
Can
this.
you believe that?
Sample this. I'm out, fuckers.
Yeah. Who would do that?
I don't know. Jeez.
I mean, AI Matt talks a little fast.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's in a hurry for some reason. He's trying to get out of town.
I'm out, fuckers.
So anyway, this article or this letter, Billie Eilish, Robert Smith,
the Robert Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Smith, who, by the way, I have a note here, is looking like a potato with lipstick these days.
You gotta have the lipstick.
I think a russet potato. I like to say russet. We got
Russet Smith.
Yeah. Now, even Stevie Wonder has signed this letter.
Yes.
Nicki Minaj. We don't want any fake Nicki Minaj's out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't listen to the music then.
They call it predatory use of artificial intelligence in music.
It's a little over the top, don't you think? Predatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop devaluing music. The letter states, make no mistake, we believe that when used responsibly, AI has enormous potential to advance human creativity and in a manner that enables the development and growth of new and exciting experiences for music fans everywhere. I don't know. That kind of goes against what there's, but I think they want control over this.
Control. Yeah. I mean, there's a comforting part of it. You could hear my voice telling you anything at any time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an advantage for you, Rob, because you like my voice.
But we don't. I don't think we.
Voice.
But do we want like a Billie Eilish or Cure album? Like, say Robert Smith passes away.
Yeah.
A couple years later, they use his voice and make an album.
Right. Country album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might be kind of okay, but while the person's alive, I think it's a cop out. I think it's like pre-programmed music has its place, but as a singer, where is the creativity in just telling it what you want it to sing?
Yeah.
It's like you're playing a video game or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. And then I have a couple music products.
Products?
Yeah, we haven't done this in a while.
Yes, music products.
The last one we did, we actually still have the product here.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a candle.
Yes, I have it right here. I'll open it up.
And it's supposed to smell like a record store, but it just smells like nothing.
Yeah.
I was hoping it smelled like mold.
It is DW Home,
Moldy
richly scented candle, and it's labeled record store, hand poured, burn time 33 hours. Yeah, there it is.
So we have another Kiss story. This is and I have a picture here.
Yes.
And I'm a little disappointed because I thought that, first of all, these are the Kiss Artificial Succulent Collection.
They're succulents. I'm holding in my hand a picture of 4 succulents.
But I wanted them to be real succulents that you could put in there. It's limited edition. These are 3 and a quarter wide by 5.5 inches height.
Okay. Yeah.
So actually not too small.
Yeah.
They are $39.99 a piece because it's from the. I think it's from the Bradford. Let me see.
The Bradford Exchange. Is making collectors things whether you collect them or not.
Yeah, they have other Kiss stuff. I just saw another product with it's the heads of the Kiss members.
Which is what these are. These are the heads only.
Well, these are huge.
Okay, these are 3-inch by 5-inch.
These are, I think, they're almost life-size heads, and their hands are coming around, and it holds an album.
Wow!
And it's each one of them, and I think those are like $125 a piece, and they're probably made out of some kind of plastic or
Back to the succulents, is not to be confused with succubus. I'm sorry. Trying to say that straight face. These succulents are little plants that go into the top of each Kiss member head, and
the plant comes out.
Yeah, plant comes out of it's in rocks, and you pour some water on it, or you let that it get moisture from the air or something.
Yeah,
not everybody's into succulents.
So these are meticulously hand sculpted, then cast in resin.
Okay,
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
and each succulent pot in this collection brings the fist-pounding presence of Kiss delight.
Fist pounding.
I wouldn't say that, but
yeah, succulents.
Yeah. So that's our first product there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're really into Kiss,
collect all 4,
and you're into succulents.
Collect all 4. That's what
my wife has some succulents. That didn't sound right.
Succubus. Succubus. Kids, if you haven't looked up succubus yet, you need to look that up.
Some cats are succubuses. Yeah, you got to watch. Yeah, you got to watch. You women out there who have just had a child, don't have any cats, will suck the air out of your
right. They go up to the baby and they suck the life right out of it. Yeah. Suck the breath out.
Yeah, it's awful. It's a pandemic.
The dingo got my baby.
So now the second product is something outrageous.
Like that wasn't. And like the succulents weren't outrageous. Yeah. You're killing me.
So it's a neon turntable. This is 2 by Brian Eno.
Okay, yeah.
At the, I guess it was featured at the Paul Stolper Gallery. We've been there. Yeah. Their appetizers are great.
Yeah, let me see this.
Okay.
So you got a photo here for me.
It's Brian Eno looking at the turntable, which is glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Now this was at the gallery. You could have looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
No touching till March 9th, which is already expired.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a turntable, and of course it's got the spinning turnstile there in the center, but it also is they have it with the lights off, and it is day glow yellow, day glow pink, day glow blue. It's just glowing fluorescently. This turntable. It is not a square turntable. It is a round turntable.
Yeah,
with the turnstile on top of it. Yeah,
I think they think it's a piece of art, but I'm not real impressed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it says just like the last time, the new turntable 2 is limited to 150 units across the globe.
Now, you would think you wouldn't be making much money if there's only 150.
Yeah. So, no longer just a turntable.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Eno's neon design doubles as a sculpture when it doesn't play a record.
It's a sculpture,
yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Creating an atmospheric vibe wherever it is placed. You could place it on a toilet seat.
Yes. And get the atmospheric vibe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just don't forget it's sitting there because it's very pricey. You don't want to sit on it.
Okay, listeners.
So don't put it on the toilet.
Listeners,
seat.
you must guess the price of this turntable. Guess the price.
Yeah, guess it.
Pause for effect.
Yeah.
Within
$1. No.
And you win. Never mind, you don't win anything.
Yeah.
What is this thing worth?
Now, first of all, it would be really cool if the colors actually changed with the music. And it doesn't. You think it does when you...
Yes.
It's pre-programmed. I don't know how many different, patterns it has.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes place, it says randomly and slowly.
Yeah, yeah. You realize that just like that girl you've been watching all night at the bar, when the lights come on at 2 a.m., that's what this looks like when you turn the lights on.
Now, I have to tell you, I just bought a new stand to stand up my album.
Yeah.
And it says now playing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it.
Let me look here in the studio.
Well, it's not on, but it's similar to this turntable in that it randomly changes colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid
Beyonce. No, that's not.
And I played, and I paid like $20 for it. $20. So this turntable.
This one there's a photo in my hand.
Yeah, to compare.
Yes.
Everybody's sitting down.
You better be.
20,000 pounds.
Yes.
Which, what did we figure? That was $23,000 US, something like that.
I can't remember anymore.
I think it's a little higher in dollar.
Okay.
The number.
So it's $23,000 for this turntable.
Just think a low-end car right now because cars have, gone up in price.
Well, my car's worth half of that, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You meant new car.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, what else could we... I mean, how many...
20.
Even though groceries have gone up, how many grocery, how many weeks could you buy groceries with $23,000?
I mean, you could get like 2 tickets for a NBA basketball game or something for that money. Yeah.
Go out and see if they still have these. There's only 150 left. All you rich people that are listening.
Do it. $23,000 turntable.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, so what do you got up next?
Okay, next up is what's in Rob's vinyl pile.
Vinyl pile?
Yes.
Vinyl pile.
So last month I had a pile, piles of vinyl, and I did just get through all of it. I think the other day I listened to Fiona. We know, from Phillipsburg. Yeah. She was in the pile.
Fiona Flanagan.
Yes. So this is my new pile that I hope to listen to in the next... I don't know, 2-3 weeks. I don't listen to albums every day. Yeah. I'm listening more and more now, but... Okay, so first up, we got... this came up in my Facebook memories. Yeah. I haven't listened to this album in 6 years.
Okay.
And I just pulled some of these randomly.
Oh, it's a good one.
Elvis, Girl Happy.
Girl Happy.
Yeah.
Probably happy for girls, not making girls happy. Girl Happy.
We got Wolf Call on here. The Meanest Girl in Town. Do the Clam. That's a good one. Do the Clam. Okay.
Do the Clam.
This one I just recently got because I'm in of course, a vinyl group. And I think it's called the Other Vinyl Collectors Group because the first one nobody liked and they shut it down or something. It's good. So I'll see some odd albums in there that maybe I never heard of, or I'm like, ooh, I might want to get that one.
Yeah. What do you got?
And
my Lord.
This is Mad Twist Rock and Roll.
Alfred E. Newman.
Danceable.
Alfred E. Newman's on the front.
Yeah. Go ahead. 12 newbies, but kookies.
Can you say that? Can you say that these days?
Kookies. Yeah.
Kookies. Okay.
And I think this is a album that was just made for Mad Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the pretzel and end up like one.
No. Did you make that up?
No.
Come on.
Even if I live to be 22, I'll always remember being young. Okay. I've got a list. I don't know any of these songs. This is on Big Top Records, it looks like.
Let me hold this in my hand. Twists.
And I think that's the one that smells a little bit. Because I had to wipe it. That it was in someone's basement.
There was some spooge on this?
No. Well, we are an explicit podcast.
Our friend living in Spring City, PA. Yeah. He loves that word spooge. Remember? He'll go spooge.
I think he named his son that.
Spooge.
Yeah. Okay, so while you're looking at that.
Nose Job. I just want to say one of these songs is called Nose Job.
That's going to be a good one. Okay, The Birds, the Bees, and the Monkeys. That's a classic.
Yeah.
I just got this recently. I most of Phil Collins.
Yeah.
And I guess we can say this. We interviewed someone today that worked with Phil Collins.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Peter Gabriel.
We talked to him from Dallas, even though he's from the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have an interview coming up. It'll be after you hear this one, and it's with Steve Hackett.
Yes.
The great Steve Hackett.
Progressive guitarist with Genesis from 71 to 77.
Currently on tour, and gave us, we got 30 minutes with him.
Yeah.
So we got Face Value, Phil Collins.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite, Dua Lipa.
Dua?
Yeah.
Dua what?
Dua Lipa.
Wait a second.
And I think this album is one of these songs, I'm not making this up. Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers is playing drums.
Cool. Coolio.
Yeah.
Coolio. I want to handle
So
that
I didn't
one
even
as
open
well.
that one.
Dua
Yeah.
Lipa.
Then we got a classic one here. It's Kiss Alive. And this is pretty beat up.
Yeah, it's been handled.
So this, the album's looking really good shape,
Yeah.
Oh, there's a scratch.
Casablanca Records.
Yeah. So Kiss Alive, that's a double. That was one of my first albums I loved, Kiss Alive. And a little history on this, and I think it was a long time ago we talked about our albums for a Fallout Shelter.
Oh, yeah, it was good stuff.
And that was one of the albums.
Ah.
And some of the songs were recorded in Wildwood, New Jersey, of all places.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have memories traveling with you to Wildwood.
That would have been incredible because
Yeah.
I went there every summer.
Oh, that would have been
If
awesome.
I saw Kiss, and I would have had to beg my parents to take me
Yeah.
because they didn't go to any concerts.
Now, I'm remembering Kiss Alive 2 for some reason.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
But that's it real early,
They are rocking.
Dave Edmunds, Get It.
I just have to say this right now. Just wait, just for the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Ready? Here's a little Dave Edmunds. It was on a commercial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a beer commercial or something.
Oh.
Yeah, and he would say, "Here's a little Dave Edmunds."
And it was a little Dave Edmunds?
Yeah, they give a little bit, and then they...
Oh, I thought it was a tiny Dave Edmunds. I took it literally. So, now, I don't know much about this, and I think this was in one of the mystery boxes, which I'm going to be doing in a couple weeks. Get Out of Denver. I Knew the Bride. I know that song. I Knew the Bride.
Wow.
That's a good
No,
song.
good.
I
have to handle each one of these.
Yeah.
This is, here's a little Dave Edmunds.
And then up next, we have Beatles 65. And this looks like it's in pretty good condition. Yeah. Because a lot of I have the Beatles, Meet the Beatles, and that cover is really bad, but the album's good.
Yeah.
So I really not care about the covers.
Yeah.
Mainly. But this looks like it wasn't even played.
Yeah. Same here. This Dave Edmunds is probably, Dave Edmunds on Swan Song.
Oh, yeah. Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin's. It's the Fallen Angel.
So this album looks brand new, Beatles 65.
Wow.
And I think some of these are these songs were on maybe other albums.
Oh, it's like, it's a complete, put together just to sell. It's not an actual album.
Babies in Black, love that song. Yeah. I don't like the big hit Beatles songs.
Oh, I'm right with you.
But Babies in Black, that's always a good one.
Yeah.
And then I saw someone, I think, post Duran Duran.
Yeah.
7 and the Ragged Tiger.
Yes, I remember it.
Has the Reflex. And we just talked, I think we mentioned that song. Yeah.
So how old is this album? Can you remember?
It was 80s.
So it's 40 years old.
Yeah, 40.
Yeah.
And then a band I've loved since I heard Candio, but this is their first one, and I heard some of these songs on the radio before Candio came out, and it's the Cars, and it's their first album from 1978.
Titled The Cars? It's a self-titled album.
Just What I Needed, My Best Friend's Girl, which when I first heard that song, I was convinced, I didn't know what it was called. Because think about it, all you old people out there, when you heard something on the radio.
My best friend's girl.
Sometimes they would say the name of the song, or maybe they play a group of songs, right? And then maybe you were doing something else and you never heard what. So I always heard this song. I thought he was saying My Best French Girl.
My best French girlfriend.
And I thought, wow, there's
my best French girlfriend.
I'm like, he has more than one girlfriend, and they're all French, and this is the best.
This is the best French girlfriend. Yes.
Yeah. So.
Candio, woman on the cover, not the drawing of the woman spread all out over the car, but this is the Cars, and she's got lots of lipstick. I can see her fillings. Look at that. You can actually see I swear, look at
Yeah.
she's got look at her molar in the back left.
Oh, yeah.
She's got cavities.
Oh, wow. Little trivia, the girl on the debut is the same girl on the Shake It Up album cover. I don't know her name.
I can see that.
I don't
can
know
see
her.
that.
So this is not open, it's, the remastered. Or
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Let me see. Yeah, there we go.
so
Hey,
I'm going
this
to be
is-
listening to these.
Rob,
Yeah.
this is a great pile here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. All right.
Okay. And we have our last segment,
Ooh.
finally.
Is this the one we started out with as well?
Yeah, we have another Give It a Listen.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I try to seek out, like you've heard the last couple of podcasts, a couple, like 2 songs at least from either the media company, or, someone that can give me permission.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of emails promoting new music, which is great now. I'll listen to it if I really like it. Then we will talk about it on here. Or you can email us always at nogoodmusicpodcast@gmail.com.
Cool.
If you're in a band, singer, I really have to say it can't be something from like 20 years ago.
This is something new.
You got to be
Yeah.
active.
Both of our songs today, Fiona Silver and this one, both new music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the second one is a guy by the name of Chris Kasper,
Mm-hmm.
like the Ghost, but, with a K.
Oh, okay.
Shuffle On Through is the new single. He is a Philadelphia singer-songwriter. He's set to release his 7th studio album, Sunlight in an Empty Room, on May 10th via Royal Potato Family. I think that's the label. And this is the first single. It's a dreamy number which delivers a poignant reminder that every ascent is met with a descent, and growth often requires this dichotomy, being giving big words here,
Yeah.
to emerge anew.
Yeah.
So this song embraces the idea that life's like a dance. Sometimes you got to step back, sidestep, and shimmy through the challenges to find your groove.
Shimmy Shunga.
While we often believe we must conquer the big stuff head on to become the best version of ourselves, the song considers the idea that we should fix the small stuff first. Very good message.
Yeah,
Love that
excellent.
message. So the new album traverses the Americana, country, blues, indie folk, and vintage rock spectrums,
Wow.
blurring the lines between genres.
Bringing it all together.
And you'll like this, Matt, with the rhythmic foundations laid by Brooke Sutton's funky bass syncopation, J.P. Regari's minimalist guitar crunch, and Jano Rix's captivating rhythms.
Yeah.
The album is further enriched by guest appearances from Oliver Wood on Getting Right and G Love.
Oh, yes.
Ain't-
Oliver Wood from the Wood Brothers.
Ain't It a Shame?
Yeah. She Love.
And I don't know if that's the old Ain't It a Shame song.
Yeah.
We're going to let Chris Kasper take us out today.
All right.
We
Sounds
thank
great.
everybody for listening. So, Chris, you're going to take us out with Shuffle On Through. And always remember to turn off that TV.
And turn up the music. Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.
And if you want to sail around the world, gotta wait for the wind. And if you want to find your dream in life, you gotta stop sleeping. Sometimes you gotta shuffle on back, shuffle on down, shuffle on through. Sometimes you gotta break yourself to make yourself somebody new. Sometimes you gotta shuffle on back, shuffle on down, shuffle on through. Sometimes you gotta break yourself to make yourself somebody new.
You've been listening to No Good Music, exit music by the band 99%. Today's show is produced and edited by Rob J. Lilly and recorded at the Did You Say 7 Studios in Washington, New Jersey. You can find No Good Music on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Pandora, and almost anywhere you listen to podcasts. You've been listening to No Good Music, intro and exit music by the band 99%. Today's show is produced and edited by Rob J. Lilly and recorded at the Did You Say 7 Studios in Washington, New Jersey. You can find No Good Music on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Pandora, and almost anywhere you listen to podcasts.